Imagine arriving at a settlement, expecting to reunite with your family, but instead you find complete silence, not a single person, anywhere. The homes were still standing, everyday belongings remained untouched, yet somehow, more than 100 settlers had completely disappeared. A single word carved into a wooden post. No explanation, no message, just one mysterious word. What happened to the Lost Colony of Roanoke remains one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. And after more than 4 centuries, the truth is still unknown. To understand this mystery, we have to go back to the beginning. The story began in 1587, when more than 100 English settlers crossed the Atlantic Ocean, hoping to build a new life in the New World. Led by Governor John White, the settlers arrived on Roanoke Island. They believed this land would become England's first permanent colony in North America. Day by day, the colony began to grow. Homes were built, fields were prepared, and for a brief moment, the future looked full of hope.
During their first weeks on the island, a baby girl named Virginia Dare was born. She became the first English child born in North America.
But beneath the optimism, a serious problem was growing. Supplies were running out, and John White faced a decision that would change history forever. To save the colony, John White sailed back to England for supplies. He believed he would return within weeks, but history had other plans. With supplies running dangerously low, Governor John White made a difficult decision. He would sail back to England and return with the supplies the colony desperately needed. But after reaching England, everything changed. A growing conflict with Spain forced nearly every available ship into military service. Weeks turned into months, and months became years. Unable to return across the Atlantic, John White could only wait and hope his family would survive. After nearly 3 years, John White finally secured a ship. At last, he was sailing home to Roanoke. But as the colony came into view, something felt terribly wrong. The silence waiting on the shore would soon become one of history's greatest mysteries. What John White discovered next would leave the world searching for answers for more than 4 centuries. When John White finally returned, the shoreline was completely silent. There was no sign that anyone had been there for years. The houses were still standing. Everyday belongings remained behind. Yet every single settler had vanished without a trace. There were no signs of a battle, no destroyed homes, and no clear evidence of what had happened. It was as if the entire colony had simply disappeared. More than 400 years later, no one knows exactly what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke, and the mystery continues to this day. Over the centuries,
Historians have proposed several theories, but none have ever been proven.
One of the most widely accepted theories suggests that the settlers joined the Croatoan people, adapting to a new life and becoming part of their community. Another theory suggests that hunger, disease, and limited supplies forced the colonists to abandon the settlement in search of safety. Some historians have also considered the possibility of a Spanish attack. However, no clear evidence has ever confirmed this theory. Another possibility is that the settlers simply moved inland, hoping to find better land and a safer future beyond Roanoke Island. Centuries later, researchers continue searching for answers, but no single theory has ever been proven as one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. Even today, new discoveries continue to reshape our understanding. They change everything about this remarkable mystery. More than 4 centuries later, archaeologists are still searching for answers. Every excavation brings new clues, but never the complete story.
Over the years, researchers have uncovered artifacts that suggest some settlers may have lived beyond Roanoke. But the evidence remains incomplete.
Today, modern technology allows experts to explore places that earlier generations could never investigate, yet the mystery still refuses to reveal its final answer. Perhaps the answer has been hidden in plain sight all along. Or perhaps history has already erased the final chapter forever. The Lost Colony of Roanoke remains one of America's greatest historical mysteries. What do you think happened to the missing settlers? Share your theory and subscribe for more untold stories from history.